Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
What's going on, people?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay, cool.
Look at this.
Hop on in here. Let us see your faces, please.
How's it going?
Cool. I'm scrolling through. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi there.
Kimberly, hello Kelly, hello Joshua, and Joshua.
Not.
Hello Carla.
This is awesome.
Hi Jeremy. Hello Dora. Hello Yasmin.
It's like Santa Claus talking to the reindeer. Hey, Cindy, Prita, Aaron, Rachel, Jeremy, Courtney, Tara.
Hello everybody. There's so many people.
Hi.
Though.
I know, I love it.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi Reginald.
Hello.
As soon as we stop hearing the joining ding, maybe we can get started.
It's like cooking popcorn in the microwave. When it gets down to like 2 seconds, it's ready to pull out.
This is very cool.
Hilarious.
Julia, hi. How's it going?
Hello, good.
Hi there. Be cool if we can see your faces. If you can handle it, we'd love it.
Yeah, hold on one moment. I actually just got out of work, so.
Oh, great. Thanks for joining.
We're still at work, so
Oh, a lot of people joining still. Maybe we'll wait till like 4 or 5-ish. Alrighty. Are you guys
Thanks
ready?
for being here, everybody.
Are you all ready to go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
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 Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this afternoon. Oops. We're going to be covering the topic of whether a team is right for you. Once you guys become licensed, you'll have the opportunity to choose 2 different paths, whether you want to be a solo agent or join a real estate team.
అది ప్రొడక్షన్ లో పబ్లిష్ చేయడం చేసింది తప్ప ఇలా చేంజ్ అవటం.
Hey, can we do a mute all real quick?
Dora, thank you.
Are we good? Okay. Before we get started, we'll go ahead and introduce our team members that we have on the call today. My name is Kayla Pratt. I'm the Director of Client and Agent Relations with the team. I've been with Bernie Real Estate Group getting close to several years now, and I've really loved it. I've learned a lot and grown as a young professional in learning about the real estate industry. It's been a really great journey. So that's me. Next up, Clay.
Yeah, I'm Clay Bernie Real Estate Group. I've been doing this for a bit, 20-something years, and I'm blessed to be working with all these amazing individuals you're about to meet, and really excited to visit with you guys about real estate, the exciting world of real estate.
I think Stephanie's not back on yet. I'm Leslie. I am the senior buyer agent here with the Bernie Real Estate Group. I've been here for almost 2 years. And yeah, I'm really excited to have you guys on here and to be able to share in this experience with you.
I guess I'll go next. I'm Nathan. I've been with the team for over 5 months now. I work as a buyer, so very, very closely with Leslie. She's shown me the ropes here and trained me. And what else do I need to say?
How excited you are.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here and to meet all of you people and to be with such a great team.
Awesome.
Great. Well, and I am John. I have been with the team for about 3.5 months. I got my license right as I was coming on board. It's been a wild ride. This is a super fun industry and a very interesting time to be starting in it. There is so much to learn, and I hope that this at least starts to answer a lot of the questions y'all have as you get into this.
Awesome. Thanks, John. My name is Stephanie. I am the Director of Operations for the team. I've been working on the team for about 6.5 years now, I believe. So quite a long time. And my role is doing all of the administrative and operations work for the team, as well as helping build out all the systems and the tools that our agents need to be successful.
I am Matthew Rich. I am one of the buyer's agents on the buyer team, and it's been really exciting thus far. I've been here for a couple of months, and I'm just excited to keep learning more.
Hi, I'm Bailey. I am the content and marketing manager here at Bernie Real Estate. I have been a part of Bernie Real Estate for 2 months now, and I've seen it grow so much. So I'm so excited to see it keep growing, and I just love being a part of this team.
Sweet.
That leaves, I feel like Julia was on here, but maybe she popped off.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, my dog's barking at the exact wrong time. I'm Julia. I'm a buyer agent on this team. I started about a month ago. I love it. I got my license just as I was joining the team as well. I feel like this has been the perfect team to, teach me so much about the market. Again, it's a really interesting time to be in it, and I'm excited for what the future holds.
Awesome. And then we have another member of the team, Ryan. He is out showing property right now, so he's not with us today, but he's also a really valuable member of the team. And also just wanted to remind you guys or share with you, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw those into the chat box, and Stephanie will kind of pause us and announce your questions during the webinar. Also, our partners, Jenny or Miriam, on the call today. Sorry, I can't see the
I don't think they are right now.
No.
Miriam's out sick, and I think Jenny is doing closings.
Okay, great. So we typically just introduce our partners, Jenny Newman with Austin Title. They're our go-to title company that we work hand in hand with for most of our transactions. And then Miriam Hinson, we always recommend Home Warranty of America for our clients whenever they're trying to choose their home warranty option. So just wanted to introduce them in the case they were here, but they're not with us today. So just wanted to go over ultimately the goal for today. We want to help you guys understand once you become licensed, or maybe you're newly licensed, or you've been in it for a year, a couple of years, a few years, trying to understand whether a real estate team would be the best path for you, or potentially becoming a solo agent, and what the differences are. And so we'll be discussing the advantages and benefits to joining a team, including leverage, people, systems, tools, leads, the training, support, encouragement, and accountability that goes into it. Also just ultimately being able to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, all working towards the same goal, supporting each other. Being with the team enables you to be able to focus on your strengths and work together, and ultimately you're able to do what you love to do and it's fun, working with a team versus potentially just trying to go it alone as a solo agent. So before we get started, I'll have Clay explain to you guys the difference really between a realtor, a broker, a solo agent, and a team, and how they work together.
I gotta talk? Oh man. So a lot of you probably are pretty new in the business, or you're thinking about getting the business, or you've been in it for a little bit and trying to figure out maybe what to do next, because there's a lot more going on than you were anticipating or thought might be there. One of the, and if I missed any of you, you can let me know later. So a realtor, basically, like, your job is to wear all the hats. You go, you get your license, and you go pay all your dues at the board and the Texas Real Estate Commission. And then it's up to you to like go eat what you kill, basically. So you've got to go figure out how to lead generate, lead follow up, set appointments, close deals, and then practice and get better, and find all the time to go do all that. Some people, if you've got like a big a database, or you're coming from an industry, like let's say you're coming from Facebook or Amazon or something like that, and you're like, I'm going for real estate because you guys are driving me nuts. But you have like a database of people that you can market to and farm to. Then a realtor, like a single realtor, it's a pretty great opportunity for you. But I encourage you guys, unless you have like, and that's what you like, giving yourself a head start. Because the whole, like the hardest part of this is the lead generating part of it. And like, if you don't have a list of like 200 or 300 people that you can say, hey, I'm in real estate, who do you know that I should help buy, sell, or invest in real estate that I can talk to today? Like, if you don't have a group of like even 100 or 200 people to do that with, then getting your career started, rocket trajectories, really, it's hard. So anyways, as a realtor, you go and you find a broker, you buy into what a broker is selling to you, because, you leverage each other to be successful, right? They want you to go out and do some business so you can bring some income in, and you want them to train you and to give you a good name and give you a good platform and give you a good CRM and to give you good leads and things like that. Now the leads, like, that's a separate conversation we're gonna have in a second. But you want to, like, it's like a marriage of like, I believe in their philosophy, they believe in me, and together we're going to move forward. And that's like one of the keys, because a lot of the disconnect for just single realtors, well, for anybody really, is like, you get a realtor and a broker and like, you're talking the same language, but like, it's not landing in the right spots. And there can be a lot of disconnect there. So you have to be really clear when you're interviewing and talking to these people, is like, what am I going to get for my time and my money and investment from you? And they're having the same conversation in their mind with you also. So you just, and there's always a right fit out there. Okay. So a single agent does everything. A single agent does everything. On a team, okay, so let me define. So a broker is basically like, that's the umbrella. It's like Keller Williams, you hang your license with them, and then you go out and you can sell real estate, and they have a compliance department, make sure you're doing things like you're supposed to be doing, or like Realty Austin or Compass or any of those. Solo agent, we just talked on that a little bit. Basically, you're wearing all the hats. Back when I started 25 years ago, contracts were like 3 pages long. So all the hats weren't that big a deal. Now they're like 20 pages long, and we got a person for compliance. I've got a director of operations. I've got a lead generation room. We've got lead follow-up. We're constantly training. I got a buyer specialist, listing specialist. We got marketing. We got transaction coordinating. I mean, all the things, and each person it's like a full-time job times 10. So there's so many things that happen now in a transaction. There's so many things, like, I can't even explain why it's gotten so complicated. Literally since email started, I got in before email. When email started, like, everything got really complicated all of a sudden. I don't know why. So anyways, on a team, if you look at the team, then it allows you to kind of specialize in something. You can like go figure out what it is that you really like to do. And then you can specialize on just doing that thing if you want to stay in real estate. Now, say if you want to stay in real estate, because this career, like, on average, like 85% of you aren't going to be here in 2 years, because it's that hard. All right. And it's that competitive. There's like 16,000 more agents out there right now, like, all fighting for the same deal. And if there's, so anyways, so a solo agent, I think, is perfect for somebody who's got a book of business and they can move forward. Or or they're not really into it full time. They just want to do a couple things here and there. They're just doing it for themselves or whatever. On a team, the expectation is that you're going to go all in, you're in full time, and you guys are leveraging each other. Those are levers somehow. You're leveraging each other so that you can, you can both increase like where you are. Does that make sense? Mostly makes sense?
Yes, and just very useful.
Helpful, very helpful.
Awesome. Stephanie, are there any questions in the chat box about the difference between those?
There's a question of buyer agents and listing agents, and that's really that's like a team philosophy. It just depends on the team. Typically.
So I just have a, oh, sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Just one thing about it. Typically, like a listing agent has a certain personality and a buyer agent has a certain personality. I know, and then like solo agents, some are stronger at buyers and some are stronger at listings. So it's just like, so that's why people kind of split it up a little bit, because it's hard to be two different kinds of personalities and be happy about it the whole time. So in a team, like you get to just like figure out who you are and then and do what makes you happy. And then you get to just do that all the time if you do it right.
Got it. Okay. So moving on.
So I have a question. So
Go ahead.
Sorry, can I? Okay, I just have a question about like the team and the solo being a solo agent. Like, so do you have to be full time to be in a team?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends on the team, and some teams have opportunities for you to join as a part-time agent, and then some prefer that you're strictly full-time. It really just depends on the particular team that you're going to join and their rules that they have in place. But yes, there are some who do encourage part-time agents to join.
Yeah, I mean, and if you really want to know, like a part-time person on a team as an agent, the whole thing is like you're gonna have a really hard time getting good leads if you're only working part-time, because there's other agents that are working all the time, doing whatever it takes to be successful. And as a team owner, I'm gonna want to give them the leads because I know that they're gonna have a better conversion ratio than somebody who's just like showing up when they feel like it. So, I mean, the reality is you can be part-time, but if it probably as a solo agent, and it'd probably be very difficult to do it on a team.
Hi, can I have a question?
Sure.
So if I join in the team for the full time, so what is my benefits for joining the team?
Yeah, so, I mean, again, it depends on the team. So there's, and I think that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, actually.
Yeah, by the end of the presentation today, you have an understanding of the benefits of joining a team versus being a solo agent. So we're about to dive into that to make sure we answer all those questions for you. And then towards the end, if you still have questions about the benefits and advantages of a team, we can address those. We're about to jump into it here shortly.
Yeah, thank you. And another question too.
Sure.
Yeah. So if I join the team, so I will be able to practice more. Like I would do whatever you guys need me to do. I just want to be practice and to be in it.
Right. Yes. The practice, the training, the support, the encouragement, all of that will be there whenever you're joining a team.
Yeah, I want to do because I'm really new. So I'm just getting my license like literally like 2 months ago. Not really. And I just want to do something, but I'm sure I'm doing right. And I need to do with someone, which is they already know what to do, like to be with me all the stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so that definitely sounds like a team atmosphere would be a great fit for you. And again, we'll go ahead and jump into that here shortly. Continuing on, some of the advantages of joining a team, ultimately, Clay has mentioned several times already, is the leverage factor. So on a team, you're able to divvy up with the entirety of a transaction. There's so much that goes into it. And so you're able to focus more so on what you love to do. If you love to do sales and meet with people, then you can be a buyer's agent focusing more so on that. If you love doing the operations admin piece of the real estate transaction, you can handle that portion of the business as well. So again, ultimately, like, who is going to do it? And you're able to get the right people in the right place doing what they love to do versus having just one person as a solo agent doing the entirety of it. And you're able to make sure you're on the right seat on the bus. And an example of that, myself, I started out doing operations and admin with the team, and I enjoyed it. However, once I was in the environment, learning more about real estate, it was very apparent that I had that people-oriented personality. I get energy from talking with other people, meeting with other people, and was oriented more so towards recruiting or sales or inside sales, whatever that may look like. And so I was able to go on the right seat on the bus, per se, because you have that opportunity when you're on a team. Being a solo agent, that's not necessarily the case because you have to handle the entirety of the transaction from start to finish. Another thing you get to leverage is the systems. So ultimately, how will you do it? On a team, typically, they already have established systems, models, processes that you can just join in and follow versus having to create them from scratch or find your way on your own. On our team, for example, we have a Mojo, which is a tool that you can use to do outbound calling. We have a CRM called Brivity. We have checklists. We have training systems for our agents. So again, it just helps you to be able to leverage all of that versus trying to figure it all out on your own. And going back to tools, again, just whether it's open house, signage, the systems and tools that we have for lead generation or supporting our agents, all of that is already in place on a team. So anybody have any questions about that portion?
I don't have a question about that specifically, but we do have a clarifying question that came up on the chat box.
I'm answering them, or I'm typing them.
Oh, you got it? Moving on. So we mentioned the training and support. That's a huge component of joining a team. And one of the benefits and advantage is, especially as the newly licensed agent, or maybe you've been in real estate for a couple of years now, the structured training with our team in particular, we have it structured out for your first 30 days on the team, 60 days and 90 days, all ultimately, we want to help you become successful in your new career in real estate. We'll teach you how to do lead generation, how to have successful conversations with sellers versus buyers versus investors. We have all of the scripts and script practice that will help you put into play. Time blocking is a huge component of time management. You'll be able to shadow our agents, whether it's showing property or doing in-person client appointments, buyer consultations, open houses, those type of elements. And then two, you have one-on-one training. You're working with a group of individuals. Let's say you have a question about how you could have potentially had a more successful conversation with a new lead. And you're able to turn to your side and ask your neighbor agent in the office, like, hey, what could I have said in this situation to have a more successful outcome? Or, hey, I have an open house this coming weekend. Do you have any advice for me? Just being able to have that one-on-one time with your teammates is also really valuable. And then of course, going down to writing offers and contracts, there's so much that goes into it, and being able to have the opportunity to work hand in hand with professionals who've been doing it for years is a huge asset. And also the negotiation aspect of it too. There's a lot that goes into the contract to close process. The negotiating is not over once you execute. There is the option period and what to do after the home inspection, all of these components that go into it. A team will help guide you through that. And then
one of the things that we've added to this is we've got like so many things going on, and we got people like learning, they're setting appointments, and we're learning how to pre-qualify better and ask better questions. But also once you kind of get through the first 30, 60, 90 days, and we see like that you're making progress professionally, we started including you in as a showing assistant and a listing assistant. So you get to start earning some money along the way doing that. And it's basically like you're an intern on the deal. And Nathan and Ryan and John can all speak to this. But then you're like really in the mix, and you're starting to figure out like how it interacts with the operations and transaction coordinating side, and like the lender side, the title side, the inspection side, and like the emotional side for the buyers and sellers. So you get to like, you just kind of like, I don't want to say like you earn your way in, but it's just part of the succession, like the success path for this. That's how it is on our team. And we know that like we want to make some money. So that's another thing that's, you know, what I think is a significant advantage. And you don't just because you show up doesn't mean you get it. I mean, you have to like earn your way there. So I guess you do have to do that.
Yeah, and ultimately, it comes down to the support that you have. If you have questions, you don't know the answer to something, someone on the team does. Clay's been doing real estate for well over 20 years now. Stephanie is knowledgeable about everything. I don't know if there's anything she doesn't know, honestly, whether it's about contracts or real estate in general. She's really incredible. And obviously Leslie too, in our buyer team, someone on the team has the answer to your question. Another thing too, a lot of people, new agents are moving to the Austin area from different parts of the country, and just having this team in your corner that's able to, you know, give you insight into a particular neighborhood, or maybe your client wants to move to a certain area of Austin and you're not quite sure what the highlights of that area are, to be able to turn to one of your team members and say, hey, can you tell me a little bit about Circle C Ranch? You're like, oh yeah, this and this is great about that area. It's helpful too, especially if you're new to Austin. And ultimately it increases, you know, your confidence too, when you know that you have people that are supporting you and want to see you be successful. Okay. Question?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a question. So if I want to join in the team, so how can I reach out? Like who I will be?
We'll get to that.
Get contact information. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll provide the contact info towards the end. Great question.
Thank you.
Sure. So again, another advantage is the accountability and encouragement factor too. Accountability, we all as a team hold each other accountable towards achieving our individual business goals, as well as personal goals and collective team goals. And we're all working towards something. Whenever you achieve these individual goals that you set out, ultimately that's going to help us as a larger unit to achieve our collective goals too. So it's really exciting to be able to work towards something with the team versus potentially just doing it on your own. So on our team in particular, you're going to have plenty of one-on-one meetings with our team leaders. We have a spreadsheet called the 411 that helps track all of your goals and your progress, and you'll speak with your supervisors how that progress is going. Is there any areas that we can improve or do better? Just advice. The time blocking will have, if you have any specific projects that you need support with, we'll hold you accountable to those too. And we have a plan in place for you to follow daily and weekly to be successful, especially if you're new to real estate. And then of course, achieving individual goals is satisfying. However, when you achieve them as a team, It's such, an even better feeling. When I was in college, I was on the track team, and in track, you can run your individual race and be successful, but ultimately, if you have the larger team winning a championship, it's such a different feeling versus just, being on your own. So ultimately, you can go farther and faster together whenever you're on a team. And you have people in your corner who are encouraging you, cheering for you. We want to see you be successful. We want to help you achieve your goals. And you have a positive group of like-minded people who are there for you, excited about your success. So that's a great component. Clay, would you like to chime in about the leads and leads management with our team?
Oh, I'll chime in on all kinds of stuff. We're getting great questions here about what's the succession of a 30, 60, 90s, the buyer presentation, like the buyer rep agreement. We're getting how do you come talk to us? What it ultimately is, this is a sales organization, and you're going to join a team, or you're thinking about joining a team, or you're trying to figure out if it's the right avenue for you. But you want to get in a position in partnership with a group of people that are going to say, okay, this is what we know to be successful and true. You've got to talk to a crap ton of people. All right. And then you've got to ask them the questions. You want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. You've got to overcome your fears of talking to people about real estate, because you're getting into real estate, right? You're here to sell houses. So you got to overcome that, right? And the only way to do that is just to do stuff. And then you're going to practice your presentations, right? So that when you sit down and you give your buyer presentation, you're really strong in that and you're confident and people can feel it. And the natural conclusion of a great presentation is that you have a client, right? And so we train you on that. And when people say, I don't want to sign your buyer rep agreement, we train you on how to make it make sense for them. And so, and for us specifically in our team, is that you've got to kind of maintain a daily diet of lead generation, lead follow-up, learning the market, practicing the presentations, learning the scripts, helping your buddies out, right? You're on a team, so you help your buddies out. And if you do that consistently, two things are going to happen. Your pipeline is going to fill up and you're going to start selling houses, right? We want to get you to a point where you're selling 2, 3, 4 a month. And if you do the math in Austin with all the splits and all the other stuff, that's over $100,000 a year. That should cause some people to be excited. Okay, and you've got to you consistently do that. And when you consistently do it, then you get to start going into the call rotation on incoming leads, right? Because we can trust you to convert these leads that we're spending a ton of money on, right? And you've learned how to use the CRM system. So you know when to an automated response. And then when somebody actually says something, they raise their hand, to jump right in and help them out. So, and that's and that's what we do. And it's not and so when you talk about part-time, it's impossible to go in and surgically strike on a thing that you want to do and then go out and do something else and then come back in. That's not possible in this environment. You've really got to, in a team environment, right? Where we're going to be number one by 2025. So we need to get in business with 80 to 100 of you diehard hustlers that want to do this. You want to make a ton of money, and you want to help a ton of people. You've got to be all in. Talking about other stuff right now, but and everything is systematized, and all the numbers and all the systems, all the accountability, all the stuff is based on what we know makes sense. What we know is successful. We wear our people out about, did you talk to 20 people today? We wear them out. Ask Matthew or John or Ryan or any of them. We wear them out. Did you talk to 20 people? If you talk to 20 people, it takes 2.5 hours. You got another hour of lead follow-up. That's 15 hours of your week. That's it. If you do that and you practice, you're unstoppable. You're going to be better than 95% of the other agents that are out there. But we wear them out. You have to do these things. If you're not going to do these things, what are you doing here? What is your goal? What do you really want? Because that's just the basics. I know people that talk to 100 people a day. You know how hard that is to hear no 99 times? It's the process. It's sales. And you learn not to take it personal. You learn just okay, that's fine. You don't have to buy a house today. You probably can't afford it, right? Or whatever. You don't say that, but you just have to keep going, and you make yourself mentally tough. I mean, this is what it is. You got to remember, I think there's 16,000, there might be 18,000 agents in Austin now. Super competitive. But we got you as long as you do the work.
So on a team, in terms of the leads, there are inbound leads that will be provided to you at a certain point in your training. We have the lead management system for you to house all of your clients, all of your nurtures, all of your potential leads. And we have that system and database in place for you to utilize. Again, these inbound leads and paid leads are earned through successful completion of your training. As Clay mentioned, we have to have like the trust that those are going to convert once they're passed off to you. So once you're in a certain point in your training, you'll be receiving those. And then of course, we have the tools for you to do your own outbound lead gen, which I personally think is really fun. I'm just doing the inside sales component and cold calling, and you just never know what you're going to get on the other side of the phone. You could, like they said, hear no 99 times, but maybe that 100 call will be an investor who wants to buy a couple of new investment properties in Austin. You never know. So you have all of those tools on a team. And then let's see, this one's always a popular topic of discussion.
And it changes constantly. Yeah.
It always changes. However, it's important. I know that you guys would like insight into what the difference is between a team versus a solo agent commission split. And this is just a commonality. Every team is different. You're going to pay a little bit of a higher split when you're on a team because you're receiving the benefits of paid leads, the marketing, the support, the systems, the tools, the models, the transaction coordination, the contract management, the training, all of that stuff is incorporated into the split. So typically you're looking at around a 40-60 split. And then as a solo agent, you'll pay a lower split.
But you get less.
However, you may be receiving less support. Common may be 70-30 split. So for example, as a solo agent, you may join a large brokerage and you have a lower split, and they may say, okay, great, here's your training manual, be on your merry way. We hope you are incredibly successful. However, you just have that manual and you're more or less having to figure it out on your own versus having the team and the support. That's where the difference in the splits comes in. Another thing too is when you're on a team, yes, the split's a little bit lower, but you may be closing more deals and have more transactions under your belt versus a solo agent. Yeah, you have that lower split, but are you closing only 3 homes a year? Or what does that look like whenever you have that support on a team versus being a solo agent? Clay, do you have anything to add about?
Yeah, I got a whole lot to unpack on this. I mean, especially the thing about like, if you find the right team, okay, you're going to get a director of operations who's been in business for 7 years with me. And we have like a coach, right? An operational coach. He's the best in the United States. So it's all the whole leadership team is coached by these people. And we turn around and we get to like impart all that wisdom on you. So when you find the right team or you find the right brokerage, whatever it is, it's kind of up to you to investigate whether they're going to deliver to you what you're expecting. Like, what are you going to get for your money, right? When you go car shopping, what are you getting for your money? Are you getting exactly what you want? Okay. So when you go to a brokerage, the split's not important. You got to buy into their stuff, because if you buy into their stuff and you work their system, you're going to sell 3, 4, 5 houses a month when you get up and running. It takes time to get there, but all of a sudden you're making $100, $150, $200,000. What difference does it make what the split is? Mm-hmm. Right? So if you're so focused on the split and you don't really have a book of business, you're not really sure what to do, you're thinking about the wrong things. You need to be thinking about, like, what am I going to do next? How do I just how do I make $5? How can I make $100? It doesn't even matter. You just want to get in the game and start doing deals. When you start doing deals, the stuff comes in it's like a tidal wave. So I know that the split thing is always just it's like this, for some reason, it's this massive conversation. It's not really important. You've got to go find out what their philosophy is of the broker and the team or the buddies that you're getting into business with, and figure out if they're actually going to do it or not. Do they have a track record of it? Do you like the people? Are you going to be okay if they hold your feet to the fire on some things you say you're going to do and then you end up not doing, because that happens to everybody, right? And if you're open to that stuff, then that stuff doesn't matter. Like the splits don't matter. Ryan even said the same thing. He's like, I'm not worried about the split. We don't give you guys a great split. I know it. But I also know what it costs to have amazing people on the team to hold you accountable so you can get to your goal. You can take forever and do it like it took me 20 years to get to this point. If you do everything that we tell you to do, you can do it in like 3 to 5 years. I just got fired.
So yeah, again, these are just common numbers there, but every team is different. Every brokerage is different. And so if you'd like a further conversation about what our team specifically does, we can visit that in a potential interview process. So again, joining a team, you're able to be successful through others and working with other people. A team empowers you to become a better agent so you can make more money and achieve greater levels of success, make a positive impact on lives, the families that you're working with. Clay mentioned earlier from the very beginning that about 87% of all new agents fail after 5 years in the industry, and only 13% make it.
That was in 2014. That number is a lot worse now.
And so agents don't leave the industry because they made too much money. They leave because they didn't make any and they were having a really hard time. A major reason why real estate agents fail is because they're not willing to put in the work. If you want to be successful, be prepared to work long and odd hours. That is the nature of real estate. If you want to be successful, you're going to have a really strong work ethic, be very determined, and hustle quite a bit. So, okay. Again, whenever you are on a team, it enables you to be able to do what you love. Real estate agent, again, typically the sales-oriented individuals are people-oriented personality. They get energy from working with other people, whether that is on the phone or in person. That's just how they receive energy versus working behind a computer or with paperwork or spreadsheets. They typically do not enjoy the administrative work. They like to be out in the field. They like the variety in their day. Every day is different. Nathan mentioned this morning to the team that it's really cool how every day he ends up in a different area of Austin, having coffee with a team member in a new coffee shop, discussing their upcoming open house or whatever that may be. You have the variety in your day when you're working on the sales component. And again, it being on the team allows you to be out in the field, you're meeting with clients, you're closing deals, instead of being tied down in front of the computer, doing administrative work and the transaction coordination. On our team, and a lot of teams are structured this way, they have a designated team member who is going to manage for the real estate agents all of the files and contracts
and fires.
And fires. They literally do handle the administrative fires for our agents, and just ultimately the transaction coordination piece that the sales real estate agents are able to focus more so on closing deals and getting those contracts executed, handing them off to the transaction operations team, and then they carry on moving forward with their next deal versus being tied down to the little things in the transaction coordination. And last but not least, it's fun whenever you are on a team. Again, you get to spend time with the group of like-minded individuals, all working towards the same goals, wanting to be successful. And along the way, you create great memories. Clay is really good at taking us to celebrate our success or just to have like team bonding time. He took us to Topgolf as a team whenever we finished Q1, and we had a really successful first quarter, and he rewarded us. And it's really nice just to be able to spend time with your team and get to know each other. On birthdays, we went to Hula Hut with like a big group of us. Just nice to have a team in your corner who will celebrate your success and have people to go on the journey with in real estate. And then two, if you're struggling, getting started in real estate is not easy. Having a group of people who are there for you, not only professionally, but also sometimes personally too. Just having that family per se that you're working with day in and day out is a huge blessing. It's so much fun to go through your real estate journey with a successful team, all aiming towards the same goals. Again, you'll create great memories, and it's an incredible experience when all is said and done. And now we'll hear from Leslie, our lead buyer's agent, as well as Nathan. Maybe he can touch on what I was trying to discuss earlier, like the variety in his day as they discuss the day in the life of an agent.
Hey, day in the life. I think we have I think we've kind of narrowed down what our weeks are set out as. Usually, a day in our life is crazy. You don't know from day to day what it's going to look like. But for the most part, and I think this is probably one of those things that is only available to you whenever you're on a team, is getting to a place where there's some reliability in what's going to happen. So usually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are pretty good in-office days, administrative stuff, doing a lot of lead gen during that time, meeting with each other, collaborating, getting time to practice our craft, and do script practice together, really get to touch base. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are go times. So we meet here every morning at 8:30. We get to see each other, we Zoom with everybody, make sure that everybody's touching base. We do a good and a grateful in our lives so that we're starting our day off that way. And then immediately into some lead generation, talking about what contracts are going on, what buyers we're working with over here on this side, dealing with any kind of questions or crazy scenarios that are coming up. A lot of times I'm overwhelmed with a lot of different things that are going on. So reaching out to Nathan or one of the other guys out here and getting them to do showing assistant stuff or scheduling, doing different kinds of things like that, so that we're all on path and can present to, because end of the day, right, our whole goal is to make sure that we are creating an extraordinary experience for our buyers. So whatever that means that has to get done, gets done. And we're able to collaborate about that and make those things happen for our people. So that's exciting. That's what, yeah.
Sometimes it takes some weird shapes and weird things that you need to do to make that happen, but
yeah,
it always, we get it done, do whatever it takes. So I mean, my day to day is, it's obviously all that Leslie just talked about. Having your hours of lead gen in, having your hours of research and scheduling your showings and just the desk things can be challenging. You have to have time and protect that time to do that. So the structure that has been working best for us, I guess, is just in the morning, doing lead gen, getting that done, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday being the kind of the slower days. That's the best time to do it. But you never know. I had an instance fairly recently where we were doing our morning meeting here, and I got a phone call, and these investors wanted to check out these 3 properties uptown, on the other side of town. And I just said, sorry, I've got to go. And I just ran out the door into the car. And, an hour later, I was submitting an offer off the hood of my car with these people. And I mean, those things happen, and it's wow, you just got to be ready for it. And the thing is, there's always going to be opportunity that presents itself. And so just being ready and able to see that and grasp it, that it takes you to wild places and puts you in these circumstances you can't really plan for. So I mean, yesterday I went to list, see some property to list with Clay out in Lakeway, and it was like the most beautiful land we've ever walked on. And like, we get to do that. We get to be a part of that. And it's awesome. And then you get to come back to the office and cold call for an hour, and you talk to crazy people and you talk to nice people, and it's just full of surprises. And I love it. And that's a big reason why I wanted to get involved in this career and, not have that, kind of 9 to 5, every day is the same kind of layout, but be able to know that, yeah, there are things I need to do every day, but it's always different. Like, there's always something that comes up. There's always a little surprise and mystery sprinkled on top there.
I think Nathan tapped on something there too, and Clay kind of touched on this, that in order to be successful as a real estate agent, it is 90% of it is about availability. You being available to somebody when they need you, vital. They will pick up the phone and call somebody else if you're not available to them. If you're not responsive, if you're not, whatever, they will call someone else, no matter how much they love you. Your mama will call somebody else if you do not answer the phone, right?
Yeah.
If you can't get to it because you are doing something else, they'll call somebody else.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't mean that you can't, have a doctor's appointment. Like, and that's a benefit of having the team too, is I can tell Leslie, hey, I'm going to be out at the doctor's for this time, and I need help with this thing that I'm going through. Can you help me out? Oh, can you help prepare this contract for this thing, and vice versa? Can you help schedule my showings for this weekend? Because I'm busy today, but it needs to be done today. And, and just having a team that's there to support you and help with that is also like makes a huge difference. And, when you're by your own, it's like,
that's on you.
If your cat's sick and you got to go to the vet, what are you going to do? Like, that might be like the one phone call that's like the $10 million deal that you're going to miss because there's no one there to help you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing that you guys need to really think about when you're getting into business is defining like, what does success look like for you? Like, my level of success or what I want might be totally different from yours. But if you come in and you're like, hey, you know what? And there's like no wrong answer, right? As long as you're honest with yourself and you're honest with the people that are around you. Like, I just want to sell 10 homes a year. I want to sell just 50 homes a year. Or I just want to make 30 grand, or I want to make 400 grand, like whatever it is, then your activities match that. Right. And then that's what your success is. And then that's when you go and you leverage either a team, or you just go be solo, or you go do whatever you want. But like probably the number one thing, other than deciding to get into real estate, passing the test and paying the fees, is like, where do I want to be in 6 months? Where do I want to be in 12 months? Where do I want to be in 18 months? Where do I want to be in 36 months? Like, you've got to figure that out for yourself. We cannot tell you what that is. But if you come to us and say, I want to do this, I like you guys, and we like you, then we're going to hold you accountable all the way through it. Okay. But if you come to us and you say, hey, I just want to do, cool. But that's not like, we're not built for that. Right. But we know other people that might be, and we can point in the right direction. I mean, there's no like, just where we're going, it's kind of an all-in thing for us. Right. But that's not how everybody is. I mean, there are teams out there that are cool with other things. I just don't know what they are or why. But yeah, so I like get kind of, you don't have to get like crystal clear on what you want because it's hard to do, but like get kind of clear on what it is that you want and what you expect. And then that way you'll be able to hold them accountable for living up to your expectations too.
Anybody else, whether it's Matthew, John, Bailey, anybody, Stephanie, benefits that you've experienced, or just your journey on being on our team, or if anybody on the webinar has been a solo agent before or currently is, what challenges do you face? Does anybody have any input?
I'll say that like taking control of or focusing on things that I can control in my personal life has helped a lot with my professional life. Like just really managing sleep so that you can put everything into your day. All of that makes a huge difference too when you're this busy and you want to be busy.
I would just say one thing is that something I'm really grateful in my job is I get to see a lot of the behind the scenes and what the leadership is trying to do for their agents. And it's just like an amazing team to be a part of. And I feel like you just don't get that when you're solo. Like you have people who, whenever you're not working, they're still working to make your career better. So it's just really exciting to see.
Yeah, we move fast. But you got to. You guys have been great, man. These are some good questions. There's a lot of good questions coming in on the chat if y'all haven't looked at it yet. If you want to set up a time to come visit with us, it starts with Kayla if you haven't spoken with her already, and I'm sticking her email address in there again. Hold on, somebody just popped a long one in there. Hang on a second, Jeremy. But set up a time and talk to her because you all have different situations and you all have like different, like you're just in different places in life and things like that. And there's no like right answer. I just want to be clear about that. I mean, it's just like, what's your expectation? And some of you just don't know or like what to expect. And we can walk you through some of that. Yes, we're here to recruit people to join our team. But we're also here to help you guys. The more you know, and the more educated you get and the more realistic you are about how things are, when we run into you on the other side of a transaction, we'll know that we'll be able to expect to have a better like experience. Okay. And that matters a lot, a lot to us also is like, we want to make sure that like agents are out there because like, there's never been a better time in the history of being a realtor right now than right now to like show your worth to clients because offers are competitive. Sellers can get crazy money sometimes. And it takes like an experienced, intelligent, like just a focused and committed person to guide them through that. Right. And this is like, and it's us against the machines right now too. So, I mean, there's like, we're under a lot of like, it's a lot going on right now. And the more educated you get and the more serious and like and professional you are about it, the better it is. And it's just a more fulfilling life.
Yeah. And ultimately, you know, when you're on a team, all of us are born with certain strengths and weaknesses. You know, someone on the team may be really, really strong in negotiating and sales, yet spreadsheets is not their favorite and they don't know how to master them at the capacity that may be needed, or whether the contract management portion. Again, it just allows you to focus on what you love to do while other members of the team are able to focus on their strengths and do what they love to do. So it's a win-win situation. And you have, again, just this team of people in your corner, encouraging you, supporting you, there to help you along the way. And other than that, do you guys have any other questions for us that you wanted to throw out there, or any in the chat worth mentioning?
Hi, my name is Kelly. I interviewed about a couple weeks ago with Leslie, and I was just curious as to how, like, after this webinar and an interview, how much longer would it take for me to find out if I could join the team?
Awesome. Hi, Kelly. Yes, I will get with you after the webinar and touch base with you either this evening or tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? If you guys would like to set up a time and to chat further about the opportunity to join our team, I think Clay has put my email in the chat box, but if not, that is my email address there. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'd love the opportunity to speak with you guys. And ultimately, we just love to help you guys achieve your goals and become more successful. And we have a goal to grow as a team too. So we'd value the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You guys have been great.
Any other questions for us? It's like a Q&A session. You guys can throw out any questions.
No,
say, introduce yourselves, anything.
I have a questions.
Sure.
is it we have to pay a fee to be join a team, like monthly fee or?
Yeah, great question. Right, so you're asking is there like a membership fee to be a part of the team?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just your time and your effort and your attitude, my friend.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no monthly membership fee.
There might be one with the Keller Williams brokerage fee, but that I don't know. I think it's like $70 a month, but there's nothing with us. I mean, guys, you come in, you literally like every team's different. If you're like, hey, Clay, Kayla, guys, you guys are incredible, or you're kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Let's try this out. Come in, you interview with us. We would show you like, this is exactly what you're gonna do on day one. This is what you're gonna do on day two. This is what you're gonna do on day three. This is what you're gonna do on day four, so forth and so on. And like, it goes on for a long time. All right. So like, you're not gonna pay us a fee after like benefits. What are you talking about? Benefits. It's real estate. Like you don't, we're not here to like nickel and dime fees. We're like we want you to build up your pipeline so you can make money, right? When you make money, we make money and we get validation on what we're doing. That's it. That's the relationship.
Thank you.
I have one more question. Sorry. Do you kick open houses out to us? Like if we're on the team and we're new, and is there ever an opportunity while we're brand new to go host an open house and possibly do lead generation that way, or are we sticking by the book first or the program?
You're definitely doing open houses. You're doing all of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
And open houses are cool because that's where buyers and sellers are. That's where they're hanging out.
Yeah. And it's a lot different than just being on the phone, right? Just being able to see people, interact with them, it's awesome. And some people are just so good at that. And some people are really good on the phone. So like you need to like practice all of it. And I mean, yeah, we're doing open houses this weekend, you know, and we always have open houses going on, and we're always looking to host them. You know, all of that. And everyone on the team here so far has trained and been on open houses with the more experienced people. And you know, so it's not like you would just be thrown into an open house and just, hey, go figure it out. Like you would be, you know, you go there with someone who has experience, and like you can learn all the little things and the tips and tricks and how to answer certain questions, and you know, all those details.
And we always, I believe, have like notes on our posts on our social media about upcoming open houses. So if any of you guys are curious about what, you know, our open houses are like, feel free to stop by and say hi to Nathan or Julia or John or all of the above at one of our upcoming open houses. As he said, there will be a few this weekend. So
yeah, Saturday 1 to 4. Come say hi.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to come in and visit with us and see what it's all about. I mean, it's not a secret operation. And here's the thing: is that we're just willing to do all the work that we know it takes to be successful.
Yeah.
And we'll share it with you.
any other questions? Or any in the chat?
Clay, do you want me to read out the questions in the chat
You guys
box?
started that.
I've been nailing most of them, but if I've missed any, sure.
So I've got from one of our participants, I'm not great at social media. Do you have someone in charge of that?
Bailey, raise your hand.
Yes, that's Bailey. She's incredible.
But social media is like that's a branding thing, guys. That's not lead generation.
Mm-hmm. And does our team focus solely on residential?
Like 85%. But I mean, if somebody said, I want to go lease the Frost Tower, I'd be like, can't help you, buddy.
If you're interested and passionate about commercial, and like you're so good at talking about it and dealing with it, like go for it. Go be like the commercial leader of the Austin, you know, I don't know.
No, we have a commercial person,
Yeah,
Josh.
he's really excellent with commercial. The team does every now and then like commercial deals, land deals, things like that, but more so it's residential. And we service all of the entire surrounding Austin area. It's not just one specific area of Austin. I get that question quite a bit sometimes, whether we
even sell houses in Del Rio.
Del Rio, Marble Falls, and Horseshoe Bay, and Bastrop, and Dripping Springs, and Kyle, Austin, Lakeway, all over the place.
And how does one, as a real estate agent, how does one get health benefits? What do y'all do for health insurance?
Pay for it.
As in real estate, it's not like a giant corporate entity that you're working for that comes with like full benefits package. More often than not in real estate, you kind of have to figure out a strategy for your health insurance and various insurance needs, life insurance, things like that, through a different avenue. I think the larger brokerage, like may have some recommendations for you if that's the route you choose, but the specific team, typically that's not something that you're going to see in the real estate industry is a full benefits package. That's typically for larger organizations, but not with a small team. Just real estate in general, really kind of have to figure out your health insurance, life insurance needs.
What is the process to join the team?
Talk to me first. Email me, call me, text me, reach out to me in some shape or form, and then we can talk.
It's lengthy because we want to make sure that we're going to meet each other's expectations. We know it goes both ways.
Yep. And you've mentioned making money during the training. Could you go over that again? What are some of the ways our new agents make money?
Great question. Leases.
You can win contests. You can be showing agent. You can set appointments and close deals. It's usually the most popular one. You kind of earn your way into listing assistants and listing and showing assistants. I mean, there's like, you're not going to be a millionaire but you'll like stop the bleeding a little bit. You can do leases, which are super time consuming. I mean, there's things you can do, but I can't tell you you're going to make $3,000 a month, right? If you do all these things, like it just kind of comes and goes. We can start predicting your consistency once we see how you go, like how you, the activities that you do in like the first 3 months.
Typically, it takes a while for that first contract to close. Many people recommend having like some sort of savings or cushion whenever you first get started in real estate, because it does take a little bit of time for that escrow period and for you to get your bearings and knowing how to do lead generation, how to set appointments, how to even reach the point of executing a contract. And then leases, that's a quicker way to go about it. It's lengthy, but it does give you a window into how to work hand in hand with clients, looking things up on MLS, showing property. So that's one avenue that kind of is a lead-in into closing residential deals too, is working with leases.
You guys, you got into real estate, you knew it was a commission-only industry, right? Did they tell you that in school? Like
yes.
You have to actually sell a house to get paid?
Yes.
Yeah. So it takes a little time. It takes time to build up a book of business. It takes time to like get the nurtures. I mean, it's like you're farming a plot of land. Like you got to plant it, fertilize it. It's got to rain. It's got to grow. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. So it takes time. It's an exponential growth. As long as you consistently do the work, eventually you're going to start making a ton of money. But in the beginning, it's hard.
Yeah. Now I just want to practice for first couple months. So, because if you don't, if you don't have the beginning, so how you can keep going?
Exactly. You need the
Any other questions for us?
I've got one. How will I be helped in my own investments in the sale and purchase of a house?
What does that mean?
Like, in other words, whenever they're on the team and they close on their very first home, like what that would look like, if anything, or things like that. That's what I'm assuming.
Entirely depends.
So,
Man.
like, I don't know.
It just depends. Depends on where you are. Depends on who your broker is, who your team is, like what the situation is, how many people had to help you get it all done, all that stuff. I mean, like if your goal is just you want to buy a couple of rent houses for yourself, then just go buy a couple of rent houses for yourself. But if that's, you're talking about like you just sold 30 houses, or you've been there for 4 years, or like you buy your first house and all that, of course, no one's going to take all your money, right? It just depends. So questions like, I'm going to say something here for a second. The thing, like, you guys are all asking questions like, just from my perspective, just to give you like, I'm going to clue you in on something. Just from my perspective, you're asking these great, wonderful questions about like, what about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? You're not asking questions like, what can I do to help this team grow? Or what are these teams' goals? And like, are there fees and like in this like health and like all this stuff. So when you go and you sit down to a broker and you sit down to another team and you're interviewing them stuff, like you got to talk about that, right? You got to talk about how you're going to collaborate with these other people that are going all in to help you have these extraordinary careers. And and like, we're all in. And so you're asking like, I want my $1,000, like, how am I going to make some, like, it's all that stuff is there. You got to come in and talk to us. But like, if you're not coming from a place of contribution, where you're going to a place that is of contribution, it's a team that's there all in to help you out, like, man, it's going to be a really hard experience for you. But if you come in with the mindset of like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to do what these guys do, because it's a 100% commission industry, it's super competitive. People only can look at houses at 6 o'clock at night on Tuesdays. So I have to be available, right? I got to figure all that stuff out. It's not 9 to 5. Like if you can figure that out and you're like, I want to do whatever it takes to get in there, then then the doors are just going to open for you. But focusing on like, and I'm not saying they're not real concerns. Like I worry about how I'm going to eat too. I mean, I get that. But like in the grand scheme of things, it's like, it's a real team. Like we're moving forward fast and quickly. And you gotta, if you're not there to contribute, it's just not gonna be a pleasant experience. So those are some questions I would be thinking about asking when you start interviewing other people. Like, what can I bring to the table for them? Why would they want to be interested in me? Because then when you match that up, then you guys are unstoppable. And I know you got it in you. Probably just didn't know that was something that we were looking for. Right? We're humans. We love to help each other. We love to help each other be successful. I do that every time at 5:10. I always do some kind of crazy philosophical conversation at the very end of these things. Burn the boats, whatever the theme is. But right now it's like, what's your contribution going to be to the team? Those are the questions to ask. When you start having those engaging dialogue conversations instead of something you can go Google or or whatever, then that's when you're like, you're making progress.
Same as if you're talking to a lead or a potential client, like it's not just what can I get out of you? It's what can I do to best serve you?
Right.
And that goes a much longer way.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get it done. Yeah.
Well, like in the grand scheme of things in real estate, it's how can you make a positive impact on the lives of other people? We have a huge opportunity in real estate. You're literally guiding them through a new chapter of life, helping a family find a new home, and keeping the proper perspective when you are joining a real estate team or just embarking on your real estate journey. Like that is the ultimate goal, really, is being able to make a huge positive impact on the lives of so many people in this industry.
Yep.
So
yes,
that's why we love it. That's why we do what we do. Any other questions?
Hey, you just gave us like this big gift of your time, an hour and 15 minutes. I hope you got something out of it that was helpful.
Yes, thank you guys so much for joining us for our webinar. We really appreciate it and hope we helped you in some small way, and would love to talk with you if you're interested in learning more about our team, or you just need some advice in a certain area. We'd love to help you. And that's it. That's how
Thank
we
you
go.
all for sharing.
Thank you so much, Kayla.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, appreciate all the help.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
insightful.
Have a great day. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.